In the vibrant city of Ibadan, Nigeria, nestled among lush cocoa farms and bustling markets, lived a young man of Ewe descent. He was the only son of a new woman and a new man, humble weavers who wove intricate Oso cloth for the market. The young man was strikingly handsome, with smooth ebony skin, sharp cheekbones, full lips, and a neatly trimmed beard. His short, tightly braided cornrows were always oiled, and his gleaming onyx eyes commanded attention. He wore a flowing white agbada with gold embroidery, accentuating his tall, muscular frame. The townsfolk, mostly Yoruba and other Nigerian ethnic groups, whispered that the ancestors had blessed him with divine looks. But the young man's heart was swollen with pride. Each morning, while others toiled at looms or in the fields, he would rise, bathe in shea butter oil, and stand before a polished brass mirror his father had traded for at the market. He would tilt his head, flash his dazzling smile, and murmur, "Who is more handsome than I?" No one in Ibadan, no one in all of Nigeria. He dreamed of marrying a princess, one draped in gold, who would parade him through the streets in a sikadon palanquin. When the Ewe woman called, "Son, help your father dye the threads," he would scoff. She wore a simple blue and yellow wrapper tied tightly around her plump figure, with a matching headscarf. Me, stain my hands with indigo. My beauty is meant for palaces, not dye pots. The Ewe man, with his weathered face, broad nose, and graying, close-cropped hair, sighed. He wore a faded brown tunic and trousers, practical for weaving. The young man cared only for his reflection. Ibadan's weekly market buzzed with life, vendors hawking yams, groundnuts, and bright fabrics, children chasing each other, and drummers beating rhythms under an iroko tree. The Ewe man, in his finest emerald green agbada with silver embroidery and a red silk cap, strutted through the crowd like a peacock. His old cornrows gleamed, and his sharp features drew stares. People, mostly Yoruba, watched, some in awe, others in disapproval. "He's handsome, but his heart is hollow," an old trader muttered. A young girl giggled, "He walks like the earth should bow to him." As the young man sauntered, he collided with an elderly Ewe woman, the town's revered storyteller. Her gaunt face was deeply wrinkled, her eyes cloudy with cataracts, and her thin, grey braids hung loosely under a faded purple headscarf. She wore a warm grey wrapper and a loose blouse, her frail frame trembling as her basket of kola nuts spilled. The crowd gasped. "That's the storyteller," a vendor whispered. The young man glared down at her. "Old woman, why block my path like a stray goat? You've dirted my cloth. Do you know who I am?" The elderly Ewe woman's cloudy eyes met his. "My son, forgive my old bones. My sight fails me." "Stay in your hut, then," the young man snapped. "Don't drag your dusty nuts near my fine clothes." The crowd murmured, urging him to apologize, but he turned away with a sneer. The elderly woman rose slowly, raised her trembling hands, and spoke in a voice that silenced the market. "Young man, the mirror you worship will soon betray you. May your beauty fade like dew in the sun, and your pride chain you. You shall not see beauty again until you live with the ugliest woman on earth. Only then will your heart learn." The air grew still, even the drums paused, and the young man laughed it off, but a chill ran through him. That night, the Ewe man gazed into his mirror and felt an unnatural warmth on his face. The brass shimmered oddly, and a faint crack appeared. He dismissed it as a trick of the light. But by morning, his screams echoed through Ibadan. His ebony skin was rough as tree bark, his cheekbones obscured by sagging flesh, his eyes dull as muddy water, and his cornrows patchy and thin. His once dazzling smile was crooked, with uneven teeth. "This isn't me," he wailed, running to his parents. The Ewe woman, her curly afro now streaked with worry, wept. "Son, this is the price of pride. You insulted the elderly storyteller, mocked others, and valued only your face." The Ewe man, his weathered face graver, nodded. "I'll apologize. I'll carry her kola nuts. I'll clean her compound," the young man pleaded. But when they saw the elderly woman, her hut was empty, and no one knew where she had gone. The young man became a shadow, hiding from the world. His mirror was draped in cloth. The Yoruba townsfolk whispered, "His beauty vanished like mist. He looks like a weathered stone now." His pride crumbled, leaving only shame. One evening, a Nigerian griot, lean, with a scarred cheek and short dreadlocks, arrived in Ibadan, his face hidden beneath a woven straw hat. He saw the young man and delivered a cryptic message: "Your curse will lift only if you marry the ugliest woman alive, a woman with crooked teeth, matted hair, and a demanding heart. Marry her not with your body, but with your soul. Only then will you be free." The young man wept for days. "Must I wed a monster to be whole?" But he knew this was his trial, a path to redemption. Weeks later, a knock shook the door. The Ewe woman opened it to find a Nigerian woman. Her face was wrinkled like dried mango, with sparse, yellow teeth and matted, graying hair tied in a ragged bun. Her small, beady eyes glared, and she wore a tattered red wrapper with a stained beige blouse. Her voice was sharp, her breath sour. "I am the one your son seeks," she said, grinning. The young man's heart sank. She was worse than he'd imagined. But his reflection in a water pot reminded him of his own changed face. He recalled the griot's words, "Marry her with your soul." Swallowing his fear, he nodded. "Yes, I accept." The wedding was quiet, no drums or dancing, just hushed whispers from shocked Yoruba onlookers. Him and her. Wonders never cease. The Nigerian woman wore her patched red wrapper, the human dressed in a plain grey tunic, his pride long gone. Life with the Nigerian woman was grueling. She was not just unlovely but harsh, ordering the young man to fetch water, scrub pots, and mend her tattered clothes. "This too is tasteless," she'd bark. "Why do you walk so slowly?" Yet he endured. He rose early, helped neighbors, greeted children, and carried baskets for elders. One day, he saw a Nigerian boy fall in the market, his knee bleeding. The young man bandaged it and shared his bread. The elderly Ewe woman, watching from beneath a cocoa tree, her grey braids swaying, nodded. "He is changing." In a dream, the elderly Ewe woman appeared, radiant as starlight. "Young man, your beauty shines not in your face but in your heart. You are truly handsome now." At dawn, the Ewe man peered into the water pot and gasped. His ebony skin was smooth, his cheekbones sharp, his eyes bright, and his cornrows full again. His smile dazzled once more. He ran outside, singing. The Yoruba townsfolk gathered, marveling. "The curse is broken." The Nigerian woman stumbled out, squinting. "You're not my husband." He was ugly. The young man smiled gently. "Thank you for being part of my path." He gave her a basket of yams. "May you find someone who loves you as you are." Soon after, a Nigerian woman of Yoruba descent, with an oval face, almond eyes, and long beaded braids, visited Ibadan. She wore a vibrant orange and gold wrapper with intricate embroidery. She had heard of the young man's transformation from arrogance to humility. Seeing his heart, she fell in love. Their wedding was a joyous affair, with drums, dancers, and laughter echoing through the town. The young man, in a cream border with blue accents, treated all with kindness, from servants to elders, and never again worshipped his mirror. His beauty now radiated from within.